The grave of the athlete of Taranto identified him as a champion, and his bones have confirmed his ability. But like many athletes, his success came at a terrible cost. It seems that arthritis in his shoulder may have forced the athlete of Taranto into early retirement. As he continued to explore the skeleton, Gaspare Bargieri discovered something disturbing and unexpected.
Una domanda a cui bisogna rispondere, ed è forse la più importante in assoluto,
the question that's perhaps the most important of all is how long did that athlete live?
Ebbene, per rispondere a questo quesito dobbiamo necessariamente valutare le suture craniche sulla superficie del calvario, l'apparato dentario, le faccette delle sintesi pubiche e il complesso di ossificazione generale dei centri di ossificazione delle ossa. Tutti questi elementi radunati tra loro ci danno un'età alla morte in un range tra i 27 e i 35 anni.
So was this the fate of the athlete of Taranto? A short life as a star pentathlete and then a premature death, perhaps from a brief disease. There's no way of telling for sure. But the amphorae suggest that before he died, he might have had one last bid for glory. Another one of the jars revealed an image of the most dangerous, ruthless, and eagerly awaited event of the ancient games. The chariot race. Today, little direct evidence of chariot racing remains. Only fragments of text and pottery paintings are left to give glimpses into an amazing and spectacular world. A lost world that has been pieced together by Rutgers Classics professor Corey Brennan.
There were two turning posts. There was no central barrier to prevent head-on collisions like you had in the Roman world. And there was also no protection for the spectators either.
These were not the tiny two-horse chariots of the Romans, but rather 10-foot-wide walls of almost uncontrollable muscle. Chariot racing was fast, furious, and vastly expensive.
It was really the who's who of the Greek world that was racing, and the combination of wealth, prestige, power, political importance, it was a pretty heady mixture.
Experts think it highly unlikely that the athlete of Taranto would have raced chariots himself. His victory prize was more likely to have been gained as an owner. But as well as the chariot amphora, there also seemed to be scientific evidence that linked our athlete to chariot racing. Gaspare Bargieri's investigations have made one last discovery. As well as arthritis in his shoulder blade, signs of arthritis were also found in a more unusual place. His spine. Damage to his back had built up from years of repeated jarring. It seems that he did indeed drive chariots, even if, as experts believe, he would have left the racing to someone else.
I wish we knew more about the relationship between owners and drivers, namely how many owners actually drove their own chariots. They would normally entrust it to someone else because it was such a brutal sport. There was a very strong chance that you would not have horses, a cart, or even a driver by the time the race concluded.
From ancient records, it is clear that the chariot race offered a universal appeal, widespread death and destruction.
There's one instance where we know 41 chariots started and one finished. And in the last lap, you can imagine that these very competitive people are going to do whatever it takes to win. That finish could be just as dangerous as any other part of the race.
We can never be precisely sure just how the athlete of Taranto gained his glory. But the evidence of his bones and of his grave reveal that he may have been a top-level athlete of the ancient games. Buried for 2,500 years, the athlete of Taranto has been brought back to life, his story revealing some of the mysteries of the extraordinary world of the Olympic Games. Even in death, the athlete of Taranto took one step closer to immortality. His fame ensured him the honor of a lavish tomb, preserving his remains, so that today we can gain a unique insight into the glory that was the world of the first Olympians.